It means if there's something wrong, those who have the ability to take action have the responsibility to take action. I'm gonna steal it.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
National Treasure is a 2004 adventure film produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and directed by John Turteltaub that would find large box office success. In 1974 Washington, D.C., John Adams Gates, played by Christopher Plummer, tells his young grandson Benjamin Franklin Gates, played by Hunter Gomez, the story of his ancestors. He tells him that in 1832, Charles Carroll, the last surviving signer of the Declaration of Independence, dying and unable to get to President Andrew Jackson, passes a secret clue to Gates' ancestor.
What was the secret?
A treasure. A treasure beyond all imagining. And then suddenly, it vanished. The secret lies with Charlotte.
Who's Charlotte?
Oh, not even Mr. Carroll knew that.
All of this is irritating to Ben's father, Patrick Henry Gates, played by Jon Voight, who has sacrificed his reputation hunting for this treasure.
They're speaking to us through these.
You mean laughing at us? You know what that dollar represents? The entire Gates family fortune. 6 generations of fools, chasing after fool's gold.
30 years later, in 2004, the now adult Benjamin Gates, played by Nicolas Cage, is still on the hunt for the lost treasure. Working alongside his friend and computer expert Riley Poole, played by Justin Bartha, Ben heads an expedition to find the Charlotte, a lost ship in the Arctic. The expedition is funded by a wealthy fellow treasure hunter, Ian Howe, played by Sean Bean.
2 years ago, if you hadn't shown up, hadn't believed the treasure was real, I don't know if I ever would have found Charlotte.
You would have found it, I have no doubt. That's why I didn't think he was as crazy an investment as everyone said.
I'm just relieved that I'm not as crazy as everyone says, or said my dad was, or my granddad, or my great-granddad. Okay, let's go.
Inside the frozen ship, they find a meerschaum pipe, with engravings revealing another clue about the hidden treasure.
Mr. Matlack can't offend. Timothy Matlack was the official scribe of the Continental Congress, calligrapher, not writer, and to make sure he could not offend the map, it was put on the back of a resolution that he transcribed, a resolution that 55 men signed. The Declaration of Independence.
Come on, there's no invisible map on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
That's clever, really. A document of that importance would ensure the map's survival.
Ian decides that they should use his criminal past and connections to steal the document, which evokes an obviously stunned and dismayed reaction by Ben. A fight ensues, with Ian and his henchmen leaving Ben and Riley for dead. Ben tries to report Ian's plans to federal officials, only to be reassured that the Declaration is perfectly safe. He eventually makes his way to the National Archives, where he meets a very attractive archivist named Dr. Abigail Chase, played by Diane Kruger.
Someone's going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
I think I'd better put you gentlemen in touch with the FBI.
We've been to the FBI.
They assured us that the Declaration cannot possibly be stolen.
They're right.
My friend and I are less certain. However, if we were given the privilege of examining the document, we would be able to tell you for certain if it were actually in any danger.
What do you think you're going to find?
We believe that there's an encryption on the back.
Of what?
Cartograph.
A map.
Yes, ma'am.
A map of what?
The location of of hidden items, of historic and intrinsic value.
A treasure map?
That's where we lost the FBI.
Realizing that Ian will find a way to get the document and it will likely be destroyed, Ben decides to take preemptive action to save it himself. Ben winds up getting the document while it's in the preservation room at the National Archives during a gala event, just barely beating Ian and his team to the punch. Attempting to leave via the gift shop, a cashier mistakes it for a souvenir copy. Without enough cash, Ben uses his credit card in the National Archives gift shop. Abigail realizes something is wrong and confronts Ben, winding up nearly kidnapped by Ian.
Okay, you're let go, shoot.
I'm not going. Not without the declaration.
You're not going with the declaration.
Yes, I am. I'm not letting it out of my sight, so I'm going.
Wait, you're not going with us with the declaration.
Yes, I am.
After retrieving Abigail by giving Ian the decoy souvenir copy of the Declaration of Independence, Ben, Riley, and Abigail head to his father's house.
No one knew what was on the bag.
The back of what?
No!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God. What have you done? This is
I know.
This is the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, and it's very delicate.
You stole it?
Dad, I can explain, but I don't have time. It was necessary.
Quickly, the FBI has Special Agent Peter Sadusky, played by Harvey Keitel, hot on Ben's trail.
And you have no idea where he's going.
Well, wouldn't I have told you if I did?
Would you?
He tied me to a chair.
The garage is empty, but there is a Cadillac DeVille registered to Patrick Gates.
And he stole my car.
Don't worry, Mr. Gates. We'll find your car and your son.
After realizing more and more clues exist, they leave Patrick's house and continue a search for the national treasure.
What do you see?
What is it? Is it a treasure map?
It says here at the wall. Spelled with 2 E's. Take a look.
I don't think we can get out of here without being spotted.
Well, we don't want them to have the declaration or the glasses, but we especially don't want them to have them both together.
Director Jon Turteltaub said that the initial rough cut of this movie was about 4 hours long. The movie was filmed in late 2003. The interior of Trinity Church was filmed in the First Congregational Church of Los Angeles. Parts of the scenes which occur in and around Independence Hall were actually filmed at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. The park has a full-size replica of the building which filmmakers used because they weren't allowed to film inside the original building in Philadelphia. Diane Kruger did most of her own stunt work in the car chase scene. Abigail Chase claims that her accent is from Saxony, Germany. Diane Kruger is from Germany, but from Lower Saxony near the state of Niedersachsen. I really like Diane Kruger. I think she's really attractive, and she does a great job in this movie. In the movie, when John Adams Gates is telling young Benjamin Franklin Gates about the treasure, he says they knew they had to make sure the treasure would never fall into the hands of the British. The whole course of this movie involves keeping the clues and treasure away from Ian, whose character is British. Along with the Gates family all being named after founding fathers, Ian's last name is Howe, the last name of two brothers who were a British general and an admiral in the Revolutionary War. Ben, Patrick, and John Gates were all named after founding fathers: Benjamin Franklin, Patrick Henry, and John Adams. Abigail Chase is a combination of Abigail Adams, the wife of John Adams, and Samuel Chase, a signer of the Declaration of Independence and later an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Harvey Keitel wears a red tie with the eagle, globe, and anchor symbol for the United States Marine Corps. Harvey Keitel actually was a Marine. He enlisted in 1955 at the age of 16. Despite playing his father, actor Christopher Plummer was only 9 years older than Jon Voight. Early on in the film, in the showdown with Ian, Ben holds up a flare over gunpowder and tells Ian,
"You shoot me, I drop this, we all go up."
Nicolas Cage said a similar line in another Jerry Bruckheimer production, The Rock, in 1996.
Come here, you little chickens!
"You shoot me, I drop this,
We're both dead.
National Treasure was released into theaters November 19, 2004, and grossed a worldwide total of $347.5 million. This made National Treasure one of the top 10 highest-grossing movies of 2004. I first saw this movie when my dad and I rented it when it was newly released on DVD in the early summer of 2005. One can purchase the DVD of National Treasure at the actual National Archives gift shop. I remember being very impressed by the patriotic nature of the plot, and that is something I'm not sure that Disney or any other Hollywood film could or would replicate in the decades that followed this movie. That's unfortunate, since a movie like this shows the greatness of the Declaration of Independence.
What? It's just that the last time this was here, it was being signed.
I highly recommend the 2004 patriotic adventure film, National Treasure.